What up, fam? And we're live from another day in quarantine. It's your big homie, Black Cat, and we're ready to do another reaction video for you today. Before we get started, remember you can paw, scratch, or even piss on it. We don't care, but hit that subscribe button, leave us some comments, give us some likes so that we can continue to build this great community that we're founding around heavy metal. Today, we're going to listen to a track from Katatonia from their new album, City Burials. Katatonia, for those of you who are not in the know, but most of us on this channel are definitely to know about some of these bands. Katatonia has been around for 27 years now. It's so amazing for a band like this to have the kind of longevity that they have. Their sound continues to evolve. Every Katatonia album, in my opinion, is a different musical experience. Going back to their very doom metal days in the earlier 90s, all the way to their more progressive sounding stuff in the later 2010s going forward. I was really disappointed to hear a few years ago that Katatonia was taking a hiatus, and I thought that it was going to be the end of one of the greatest bands of all time. But fortunately, they came back and they released us with some new music. They blessed us with new music in the form of City Burials. Today we're going to check out the lead single from that album. It's called Behind the Blood. And boy, I gotta tell you, I think there's a real good story here. So we're going to react to this, interpret it, and see what y'all think. So without further ado, let's check out Behind the Blood by Katatonia. So I love the build-up at the intro to this song. Very heavy. It's something that we typically don't hear that much of in Katatonia anymore. That just really heavy aggression in the metal. They've become very progressive, but this is definitely metal. Love that riff. So before we get started, I'm going to pause here. So I'll tell you, Katatonia is definitely one of those bands where if you are really into the lyrics and the meanings behind their songs, it oftentimes takes several listens to come up with ideas about what these dudes might be talking about. First of all, I love the writing of Katatonia, but it even leaves me scratching my head often about what the hell does this song even mean? So I've actually spent some time behind the blood, listening to this one, Behind the Blood, because again, at first listen, I was kind of not sure what was happening here, particularly with the video, because I felt that the video doesn't quite jibe with the meaning of the song. But then after a few listens and a few watches, I think I have an interpretation that really makes sense. So let's go ahead, let's get started. You're going to hear me, you're going to see me pause this a few times and just kind of talk through what I think some of the lyrics mean. So let's hop back in because the first line is about to drop.
Cinder skies come alive with this drop of sunset. How far can we go?
All right, so here we go. Rivers rush behind the blood. I have the lyrics pulled up on my screen over here. So they're saying, rivers rush behind the blood. The cinder skies come alive with this drop of sunset. How far can we go along the elusive flood? I've been waiting all of my life to be with you. So when I think about what it means for Behind the Blood, you know, this song, and if you even look at the visuals on the video here, it starts off with a woman drinking out of a beer bottle. The camera's really focusing on her mouth and the red lipstick. The red lipstick to me is the first hint of what this song is really about. And it took me multiple listens and views to get this, but the red lipstick, red is symbolic for desire. And you watch the camera really kind of hug in, and we're going to go back and take a look at this. You watch the camera really hug in, you know, on this woman as she is, you know, going down the highway. Let's see. Yep, see, we're honed in right there. Desire. And then notice the lip barb. I mean, it's a barb. I mean, like pain or a reminder of pain. So what I think this song, I think one of the meanings of this song is really around desire. When you think about rivers rushing behind the blood, you get, your blood comes from your heart. And when your heart rate is elevated, when you desire something, the red lipstick, remember, when you desire something so badly, it gets your blood hot, it gets you pumping, and you just really want whatever that is as bad as you can. So this lyric, the cinder skies come alive with this drop of sunset. All it takes is one small drop here to bring that desire to life. All right, so let's get back in. So we're going back to the beginning.
Rivers rush behind the blood. The cinder skies come alive with this drop of sunset. How far can we go along the elusive flood? I've been waiting all
Here we go, see?
life to be
I've been waiting all of my life to be with you. And you see the red lipstick again, desire. And you hear like this huge swell inside of this guitar solo. This to me feels like desire raging in the heart. It's getting hot in here.
such a pale spark, such a long wait before you would let me know, before you would bless
Here we go.
with your thunder.
Alright, here we go. Such a pale spark, such a long wait before you would let me know, before you would bless me with your thunder. Again, how can this not be about desiring something so badly? All it takes is a spark to set a fire and then to bless me with your thunder. Small spark, big boom. This almost, I gotta be honest, I think that Jonas might have been like a little bit horny when he wrote this song. This sounds to me like a guy who's just like really, really, really wanting some loving. So Jonas, if you're watching this, dude, I'm saying you might be a pervert, but you're a very artistic perv. Keep going, bro. I like it. The ground shakes.
Carries the weight of the letting go. I can feel you tear me asunder.
Okay, so I have to go back to this, right? Again, we talk about desire being like the theme here, and if you want to take the literal bent to it that I just said when I was joking around about Jonas perhaps being just like a little bit hot and bothered when he wrote this. Go back to the lyrics here, right? So we talked about the pale spark and the long wait before you bless me with the thunder, and then the ground shakes. The ground shakes, right? Like orgasmic. It carries the weight of letting go. Come on, people. The ground shakes. There's like a gigantic orgasm this guy's letting go. That you could take that as a very sexual meaning of this song. But you can also look at it another way too. Think about it. Whenever you desire something really bad, and then your want is quenched, when your thirst is quenched, you get that water, you get whatever you need. Then it's like, oh my God, I need that so bad. You shake. And then you just let go and you feel so good because you got the thing that you were longing for. I can feel you pierce my heart. Okay. Think about this beat. You hear the drum? Beat, 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 beat. This is a heartbeat. Okay, we're going to pause again right here. So let's go back to it. In the lyrics, hammers thrust within the sails. You're a torch to the temple of depression. Saturnalian curse. These are my heaving words. I will do it all over again to be with you. Hammers thrusting within the sails. To me, this just all goes back to, remember, that drum beat. It is a heartbeat. It's the hammers inside of your heart just thrusting and thrusting and pounding and pounding. So that's all going within your heart. But then he's saying, you're a torch to the temple of depression. Saturnalian curse, these are my heaving words. It's important that you interpret these two lines together because there's coupled meaning here. So when he's saying that you are a torch to my depression, that means that sometimes like your desire and your want and the pleasure that it brings you, it's an addiction. It can be an addiction. And so you find yourself after you've tasted the cure, so to speak, after you've gotten what you need, then you feel bad about it. And that's where that second line comes in, where it says Saturnalian curse. Now, for those of you who know, Saturnalia is actually the precursor to Christmas. Saturnalia used to be a Roman festival that was celebrated in December, where people would get together for a lot of debauchery and merrymaking. So in this lyric right here is saying that, out of all the merrymaking, out of all the joy you've given me, this is a curse of merriment. This is a curse of pleasure, and that curse that stays in the back of my mind, it makes me depressed. And then he says, Saturnalian curse, these are my heaving words. He is either heaving his words in anger, or he could be physically heaving, throwing up, because he feels like all the anxiety and the depression that comes after being satisfied by what he was longing for.
These are my
These are my heaving words. I will do it all again to be with you.
motionless now. Venom is in the blood.
All right. We're going to come back to this. It's going to be good for this part.
Give me some trouble. Get me some trouble in. I can't wait. Can't wait.
Okay. So let's talk about this stanza right here with the lyrics. Motionless now, venom is in the blood. Venom is French for venom. But now he's, remember, the itch has been scratched. He's motionless now. The venom of that desire is now in his blood. He's been so overwhelmed by the desire, the fulfillment, and now the depression, like the venom's now inside of him. And he is despondent, waiting for his next dose of whatever it is he's longing for. He says, you're a preacher without a cross. Give me some trouble. Get me some trouble in. I can't wait. Come on. A preacher without a cross. This is symbolic of someone that's trying to lead you to salvation, but there is no salvation because there is no cross. You're just simply being led by a message and a desire, by a man, by a person, by yourself, whatever it is, but there's no salvation to be had because the cross isn't there. Give me some trouble, get me some trouble in. This person is trapped inside of this cycle of longing, and now they just want to get back into trouble, and they need that hit one more time. I can't wait. So we're going to go back and get this verse by itself here. You feel like the trippy music, the venom's in the blood, and the music's just like really trippy. Don't you just love this guy's vocals? So clean, so mellow. I can't wait again. Now listen to this listen to this scream. His heart is pleading for the trouble. I can't wait again. And you see she's drinking again. This video has been a long journey along this road to almost nowhere. You notice that the scenery changes. It's night, it's day, she's thinking, she's drinking, she's applying her lipstick. She's going somewhere to have a need met. But where she's going, we don't know. The background all blends together. The ground shakes and it's getting away to letting go. You see now, look at this. She has reached a destination that looks she's getting close. All right, see, look, she's out, and then she closes the door with force. She went on a journey. She went on this journey somewhere, and we don't know exactly where that journey took her, but you could tell by just the force that she closed the door of that car with at the end. To me, that indicates that she's frustrated, that she's done, and she just wants this all to be over. She wants this all to be over. But she looks back at that car window. I mean, still I can see in her eyes, even though she felt disgusted, it looks like to me as she closed the door, she's looking back at the car window. Remember, it's night. She stopped somewhere at night. Tomorrow, during the day, will she be taking the same trip again? That's the big question. And that's the question that's always behind anything, any song, I think, that relates to desire, uncontrolled desire. Will you be able to fully quench it and let it go, or will you start that same journey over again tomorrow? So I would love to get your thoughts about my thoughts on this song. What other interpretations do you all have, Black Cat family, around Katatonia's Behind the Blood? I think they are an amazing band that continues to evolve their sound almost 30 years into the game. I hope that this is not their last album. Another hiatus would truly break my heart, because then I would have some desire behind my blood. But here's the hoping that this band stays together and continues to deliver great music for all of us fans out there. Well, until next time, folks, it's your big homie, Black Cat. It was great talking to you, great reacting, and I will see you all inside of the comments. Remember, whether you paw it, scratch it, piss on it, we don't care. Hit the subscribe, leave us some comments, give us some likes, show us some love. Your boy Black Cat, out. Have a great one.